over 20 years ago, I wanted an 8-string guitar, but there were no companies out there yet who were producing 8-strings, so I had to look for a custom. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and in the years that followed, I got a bunch of production line 8-strings because a lot of companies started making 8-string guitars, and that was all a lot of fun. But now the circle is complete because I got my first custom 8-string guitar, this beautiful Kiesel Crescent 8. And this thing is amazing. So in this video, we're gonna take a look at this guitar, see how it sounds, and have a lot of fun with this thing. And you know what? Let's get started right away with a demo track. Take a listen. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. That sounded monstrous. That was this guitar, tuned to drop E, going straight into my new EVH 5153 50-watt Stealth 6L6 on the red channel and the green channel for the cleans. That is being fed into my Grossmann Fatbox 1x12 cab, as always, mic'd up with 3 mics, 2 SM57s and 1 MD421 Kompakt, sent into the DAW, and that's what you're hearing. For the clean tone in the demo track, I did add a little bit of reverb in post. For the main heavy tones, I used the bridge pickup by itself, the thorium, the Kiesel thorium pickup. For the second riff, I used the second setting on this 5-way selector switch, which was kind of like a coil split type sound. And then for the clean tone, I used the neck pickup by itself. For the rest of the video, I'm going into my big pedal board. I'm using the Zuta, the gate, the best noise gate in the world. And I'm not using any other pedals right now. I might later on in this video. That is going into the amp and again, into the same cab, etc. Just so you know the details of the gear. Anyway, I love Kiesel as a company. This is my third Kiesel and they never disappoint. They make some really cool guitars. And with this Crescent 8, they basically built me my dream 8-string guitar. And I'm genuinely, absolutely blown away by how awesome this guitar turned out. It is so good. So for my birthday earlier this year, I spec'd out this guitar. I did change a couple of things last minute. First I went with a black back, but I ended up going with a natural back because I think it looks prettier. And I think one other little detail like that. But if you want to see how I spec'd out this guitar, check out that build video on my birthday. But yeah, the Crescent 8, I got inspired by this model for an 8-string guitar because of one of their social posts. they showed off one of their beautiful Crescent 8 strings, and I was like, that is such a cool body shape and model for an 8-string guitar. It reminds me a little bit of PRS with the carved top and everything, and the set neck. So I was like, oh man, that should be really cool for an 8-string guitar. I'll try to put a picture on the screen of that particular guitar that I saw on their socials. And I was like, you know what? Let's do this. Let's create the perfect 8-string guitar. And they did it, and they did such an amazing job. So massive thanks to the folks at Kiesel for making this happen. I really appreciate it. This is a dream come true, literally. So yeah, I'm stoked. Now let's do a little bit of a walkthrough of all the features of this particular guitar. Of course, on the Kiesel Builder, you can customize your guitar. You can choose the finish, you can choose the color of the hardware, the pickups, etc. And this is what I went with, obviously. So first off, let's talk about the wood, which I think is important. And I will say that Kiesel, they use high quality woods because their instruments are always very resonant. They sound great, you know, and I think that that is really important. That's a personal thing. This is a mahogany body, and you can see the wood grain and everything. It has a clear coat. And then we have I think this is a 5A flame maple top that was handpicked for me by Brandon. I think it looks beautiful, beautiful. And the neck, this is a 7-piece neck. I think it's walnut, purple heart, maple, walnut. And I went with the thin neck profile, the thinner neck profile, and it feels incredibly comfortable. And the back of the neck is satin, so it has a super smooth feel. For the fretboard material, I went with Richlite because I like Richlite. It's very stable, it's very even, it's nice and black, feels great under the fingers, doesn't really need any maintenance. I love it. One thing that I really like about the finish, which is this pink to purple fade, the most beautiful finish that I've ever seen, people. Look at how gorgeous this is. The cool thing about that is that not only does it go from purple to pink on the body, on the headstock, it goes from pink to purple. Isn't that cool? So that is the wood, okay? The wood of the guitar. Now, as I said, it's really resonant acoustically. That really helps with how I enjoy playing a guitar. I need a guitar to be resonant and to be acoustically pleasant. That's just an important thing to me. I think it also matters for the end tone, so the amplified tone. It's really important to me. And they have some amazing woods. It feels and sounds incredible in terms of resonance. It's not super lightweight, which is great. The other ones that I have, so the Kyber 6 and my custom Aries, are pretty lightweight. This one is a little bit more chunky, which I really like, to be honest. So that is cool. So in terms of the acoustic sound, it's awesome. Now, this guitar has 24, I think, jumbo or extra jumbo stainless steel frets. And of course, it's a fanned fret guitar, as you can see. So I don't know the scale lengths from the top of my head. I think it's 27.5 to 25.5 or something. Don't quote me on that. But it will, you know, give you better bends for the top strings and everything, and more tension for the low strings, obviously. So that is a cool touch, and it looks nice and modern that way. I don't need to have a fan fret guitar for 8 strings. I also have a bunch that are, you know, straight scale. I think they're both cool options. But especially if you're into leads and stuff, you're gonna want to get a fan fret guitar probably, because bends are just a little bit easier this way, you know. I also went with black hardware, so we have a black volume control. I did a tone control delete option, black 5-way selector switch, black pickups, black saddles. So this bridge are just like individual saddles, very solid. Black tuners. Of course, we have Kiesel locking tuners, which are very stable. So that's cool. Looks kind of stealthy, and it doesn't get in the way of the look of the beautiful finish. I'm using the factory strings, by the way. So one thing that I really like, it's just a little thing, but Kiesel, they use Elixir strings from the factory, which are my favorite strings. I only changed one string, the B string. I think they went with something around 60. I like it a little bit thinner, so I went with a .54. Other than that, I used the stock strings, so a set of 9s, and then for the low E in this case, .74. And it's awesome. I didn't need to change the intonation. I didn't need to change the setup because the setup from the factory was excellent. And the fretwork on their guitars is so good, you can get the action as low as you want without any fret buzz at all. So their fretwork, again, is really immaculate. And again, with this guitar, just as with my other Kiesels, I'm super impressed. Now you're gonna have to watch my unboxing video for this, but they do also come with a very nice case. It looks like a gig bag, but it's very sturdy. So I like how they ship their guitars in those very awesome, high quality cases, carrying cases. So I think that is, you know, the specs of the guitar. It's not too complicated, but it is an 8-string guitar, of course. So in that sense, you might find it to be a complicated instrument. One other thing that I should mention is the pink K over here and the pink Kiesel logo. So I wanted all the colors to match up nicely. Oh, and another little thing that I like is the cavity cover. It's a nice, I think purple heart, might be wrong, but I really like how that looks. It's beautiful. So in terms of the quality, I'm super happy and blown away by how good this guitar turned out. It plays amazingly well. I'm not exaggerating, guys. This thing is incredible. It sounds amazing. It looks, oh man, it looks so good. It looks tasty. Like I want to eat it. Like some really nice candy. It's honestly one of the most beautiful guitars I've ever seen or laid my hands on. And oh man, it's such a joy to play. All right. Now, in terms of the electronics, we have 2 pickups. We have the Thorium, which I also have in my Aries, which is a great pickup. And I was very pleasantly surprised on how it sounded with an 8-string, because obviously low strings need some clarity and some punch, right? And then I think this is the Beryllium for the neck pickup. All right. Now we can do some tone demos, and let's start with some high gain stuff on the red channel. I'll let you guys hear all the pickup selections and everything. So right now I'm on the bridge pickup, going again through the red channel. It's really over the top, but I love drop E on an 8-string because you can use all the strings. So the open strings match up really well, obviously, with the low string. But you can also tune it to F sharp standard or, you know, F standard for the Meshuggah tuning. But I really like drop E. You can do some cool, like, drop tuning power chords with it, like that. So that's cool. You get access to a wide range of chord voicings and everything that sound really massive. And you can play chords with all the strings, basically, like this one, for example. So that is just great. But again, the Thorium pickup just sounds really wonderful for low tunings like this. And this is without a boost in front of the amplifier. So this amp suits this guitar quite nicely in terms of the tightness and everything. But yeah, even when you throw in some high notes and everything, this pickup sounds really nice, as you can hear. And with this scale length for 27.5 inches or 27, I think it's 27.5, even in drop E, it sounds pretty clear, you know, and pretty tight. So with some 8-string guitars, if the fretwork isn't up to par, since the string is going to move a lot, you're going to get a bit more buzz. But with this guitar, the buzz and everything and the noises are very minimal because the fretwork is just so good. And obviously the nut material, how the nut has been cut, is very good as well. Of course, the low B is going to sound very tight as well. So yeah, I can't stress enough how much I love this guitar. There's so much fun to be had on just the low string. Sorry, not so sorry. Anyway, I can do this for hours. So let's move on to the second position, which is also what I used for the second riff in the intro track. Sounds really throaty and spanky. So I'm not entirely sure what this is. I think it's probably the inner coils, the single coils, or maybe it's some parallel thing. It's probably the inner 2 coils of both pickups, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you know the correct answer. Either way, it sounds awesome. So yeah, this setting is a lot of fun. Let's go to the middle position, which I think is these humbuckers both combined. Also has a very cool throaty sound. Let's go to the fourth position, which I'm guessing is this one in parallel. Again, a very cool sound. And finally, the neck pickup. Which is going to sound more fat. So that's obviously good for lead guitar and stuff. Let's also tune this guitar to F-sharp standard real quick. So obviously in F-sharp standard, the low string is going to sound a little bit more tight and clear with this particular string. Man, that also sounds really good. It's just so satisfying, that low string, you know. So yeah, that's F-sharp standard. So, you know, just as you would tune a normal guitar, but with 2 extra strings. Now let's go over to the green channel and check out some clean tones real quick. Let's add a little bit of reverb just for the ambience. The clean channel on this amp is quite pokey and high headroom. So let me lower the highs just a little bit, add a little bit of bass. It's not the best clean channel for this guitar, I think, but it will do, okay? So let's start with the bridge pickup and let's see how it sounds. Beautiful. Second position. Third position. Fourth position. Really beautiful and shimmery. Finally, the neck pickup. Beautiful, right? All right, I have to stop playing. I have to end this video. It's too much fun. So yeah, Kiesel did an amazing job with this guitar. This custom Crescent 8 multi-scale fans fret guitar in purple to pink fade, beautiful flame maple top, mahogany body, 7-piece neck, black hardware. It's amazing. I love it. I couldn't be more happy with how this guitar turned out. Definitely check out the Kiesel Guitars website and the builder. You can build your own guitar there, choose the color, choose all the specs. It's a lot of fun, people. Check it out. And again, massive thanks to the folks at Kiesel for making this happen. This means the world to me. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons as well, as that helps out the channel. Of course, also check out my website for digital products. Check out my affiliate links and everything if you want to support the channel. All right, guys, thank you so much, and hope to see you soon. Cheers.